evening, you're watching To The Point. I'm Preeti Choudhry. Well, we come to you from the virtual stunning building, though, of the Brihanmumbai Corporation building right behind me. But till now, we don't quite know who's going to occupy this building because, viewers, till now, while there's a saffron sweep, saffron surge across the length and breadth of Maharashtra as 29 municipalities have gone to polls, where Mumbai BMC is concerned, it is going down to the wire, is what we are hearing. Though the BJP is ahead, but still shy of the halfway mark. Lots going on. Counting began at 10 a.m. this morning, but this time around there were 46 wards at a time that were being counted, and it's 227 wards in all. We're going to try and get in all the latest coming in from our reporters on ground on why the delay, what's happening, who's ahead. Right now, clearly, it is the Mahayuti, it is the BJP and Eknath Shinde that are in pole position to get their mayor, in all possibility and probability, a BJP mayor in the saddle where BMC is concerned and the building behind me is concerned. Yet, right now, we cannot call this election because the halfway mark is still shy where the Mahayuti is concerned. Going to get you all of that. We have Rajdeep Sardesai, Sahil Joshi, my colleague, both of them joining me in just a short while, breaking it down for you. Our panel of experts and our reporters on ground. First up, allow me to take you through the headlines. It is a sweeping win for the Mahayuti in most Maharashtra civic body polls, but a much closer contest in the BMC. Trends indicate BJP set to edge past the majority mark, triggering celebrations by Team Fadnavis. It's a big India Today impact. Maharashtra State Election Commission bars the use of marker pens in the upcoming Zilla Parishad election after massive controversy yesterday in the BMC elections where marker pens were used with indelible ink. Ahead of the Tamil Nadu polls, India Today speaks exclusively to AIDMK General Secretary E. Palaniswamy. He says there is no Vijay factor in Tamil Nadu. Full interview later. Sanjay Kapoor's inheritance dispute takes yet another turn. Supreme Court issues notice to Karishma Kapoor on a plea filed by late industrialist third wife Priya Sachdev, seeking copy of their divorce documents. Amidst US-Venezuela tensions, Venezuelan opposition leader Maria Corina Machado presents her Nobel Peace Prize to Trump. Trump confirms possession of the medal. All right, big news break coming in right on top of 7 p.m. While viewers, it is party number one for the Bharatiya Janata Party across the municipalities of Maharashtra. BMC could be going down to the wire. Neck and neck battle for India's richest civic body. A saffron sweep in Maharashtra, but just not yet in Mumbai. What our sources, our reporters are telling us from ground is that the BJP and the Eknath Shinde combined might just edge ahead and touch the halfway mark, but it doesn't look like a comfortable sweeping win, at least where the BMC is concerned. Trends show BJP still leading in Mumbai. Counting has been done in just 187 wards of the 227 wards in Mumbai. 10 wards have been stuck due to display issues, we are being told. Counting still underway in 30 wards, and even till now, the BJP and the Eknath Shinde combined is shy of the halfway mark. What does that mean? Well, it's like I said, it's not so easy right now on ground of what we are getting in reports on. Let's cut across right now immediately to my colleague Vidya, who's been reporting. Vidya, from 8 a.m., you and I spoke last, we've been speaking through and through. Do we have Vidya with us? Yes, we do. So, Vidya, quick What's going on? It's now 7 p.m., yet counting isn't complete. While other municipalities have celebrated, BJP is right on top. In where BMC is concerned, still 30 wards to be counted, and the halfway marks yet not reached by the Mahayuti.
Well, Preeti, the kind of system that they had developed, though it was said that each ward counting will be done extremely fast and that in a couple of hours it should get over. However, we saw that because of 227 wards and only 29-30 centers where the counting was really happening, they put in about, each counting center had about 10 and the wards, like 2 wards were being counted at one time. However, there were some technical snags that we had seen even in the morning when I was at the Wilson College counting center. The counting really did not start at 10. It started a little after that, and immediately after that, when the first ward was counted, since the margin was quite low, we could see that the party leaders who were there inside, the party workers, they were questioning the RO. They wanted some probably some recounting, though no one really confirmed that. But there were arguments that were happening that we could see inside the counting center. Similarly, there was technical snags also that was witnessed, and in these 10 wards especially, the technical snag is one of the reasons being cited for this entire hitch, wherein the entire declaration of all the wards is delayed.
We're getting in more news break coming in with that. Just stay on with me. So there is still a technical snag, counting still on, halfway mark yet to be reached. It's a close contest, but all right. You have the Prime Minister who is tweeting, and rightly so, because BJP is party number 1 across Maharashtra. Viewers, please keep that in mind, that 29 municipalities have gone into vote yesterday, and the results are out, and it's a BJP sweep across Maharashtra. Of course, where Mumbai is concerned, right now things are not quite clear on that, where BMC and Prime Minister correctly tweeting out saying congratulations Maharashtra. Prime Minister Modi hails Mahayuti sweep in Maharashtra. It is a tectonic shift where politics in Maharashtra is concerned, viewers, and you have you have the BJP coming in on top. Prime Minister Modi tweeting, "Thank you, Maharashtra. The enthusiastic people of the state have given their blessings to the NDA's pro-people and good governance agenda. The results of the various municipal elections show that the NDA's relationship with the people of Maharashtra has become even stronger. Our track record of performance, vision for development have resonated with the people. I express my heartfelt gratitude to all the people of Maharashtra." This mandate will further accelerate progress and celebrate the glorious culture associated with the state. Many firsts, viewers. For 1 minute, Vidya, just stay with me. I'm going to come right back to you. Omkar is also joining me and our other reporters. But for 1 minute, reflect, viewers, away from what's happening in Mumbai on what's happened in Maharashtra. 29 municipalities went to vote. It's a saffron sweep across those municipalities. BMC might have gone to the wire, and even then, the BJP and the Eknath Shinde Sena are ahead, is what we are being told. But a tectonic shift, not just in Maharashtra politics, in what Mumbai perceived itself to be politically, culturally. This is truly a new Mumbai, where it comes down to families. The Pawar brand completely wiped out from the Pimpri-Chinchwad, Pune area, and big question on the relevance of the Pawars anymore, and what does Ajit Pawar really bring to the alliance if he's been completely wiped out in his own stronghold. And this time around, the uncle and the nephew came together to fight this election against the BJP in their stronghold, and yet the BJP has managed to trump them. The Thackeray's, is that brand over? Well, in the morning it did seem so, but a question mark on that. We're going to hold our thoughts on the Thackeray's just for a while, but you have to make that distinction with what we are seeing on ground. The MNS not doing well. Uddhav Sena still holding on to its core vote bank. So was it not such a great decision to go with the MNS, to go with Raj Thackeray, Uddhav Thackeray's cousin? It seemed like survival or a strategy of sorts, but maybe what could have made better sense is to go with the Congress. But the Congress said, no, Congress did not want to go with Uddhav Thackeray. All right, but the Prime Minister tweeting, like I said, rightly so, history scripted in Maharashtra, possibly also scripted in Mumbai. Vidya, I want to bring you in, but right before that, Ritwik Balekar also joining us from the BJP office. Ritwik, you had Devendra Fadnavis, who's the man of the moment right now. If there is somebody who takes credit of scripting this spectacular victory, it is Devendra Fadnavis. He came in, addressed the crowds. There were no central leadership this time campaigning. Everything laid on the shoulders of Devendra Fadnavis, and he did spectacularly well. Having said that, Mumbai could be a sore point. What are you picking up on Mumbai right now? Where does the counting stand?
Absolutely. As per the trends, BJP emerges as the biggest party in BMC, securing somewhere around 115 seats. But what official BMC numbers are reflecting is a different story, because still there are many seats which are being under counting, and more than half of the seats out of 27 have been declared officially by BMC. And what we can pick up is that BJP has managed to acquire not more than 80 seats as of now, but still standing as the biggest party in the BMC polls, with UBT Shiv Sena following with 60 seats, which is also a decent number, because 60 seats along with MNS is something that can be a story telling that even UBT Sena had a major role
till now
to
the
play
Mahayuti not close to the halfway mark. Is that what we are picking up on ground?
Exactly, that's what the official numbers are reflecting, because even after BJP and Shinde Sena having numbers which are more than the magical figure, but there are many seats yet to be counted, and
many wards yet to be counted, and the reason with what is what Vidya gave us. Ritwik, will you stay with me? I'm going to come right back to you. The reason is there's a technical snag as well, and 46 wards have been counted at a time, 30 wards still left, some dispute on certain wards. I want to bring in Omkar Wable for 1 minute. Let's zoom out of Mumbai and go a little macro where Maharashtra is concerned. And Omkar Wable, if you discount Mumbai, things are looking very, very good for the Bharatiya Janata Party and not so good for the Pawar clan.
Well, it's exactly cakewalk for the BJP, the rest of Maharashtra, especially when the 29 municipal corporations were being conducted together. Interestingly, whether both Pawar factions came together to stop BJP in Pune and the western region, but it didn't happen, because even now when the counting is going inside, we can clearly see in Pune Municipal Corporation, BJP is crossing 100 seats. In last election, they were reached perhaps 93 to 95, but this time BJP has emerged as the largest party not only in Pune but rest of Maharashtra. Because there will be no elections in the next 3 years in Maharashtra.
It does look like you've had yourself a bit of a celebration, but I don't blame you. Viewers, don't think that he's actually celebrating, because he's covering. He's at the BJP headquarters. Lots of celebration, enthusiastic cadre. Colored my colleague Omkar as well. Omkar, I'm going to come right back to you. I'm also going to be joined by Sahil Joshi, my colleague, who has been very, very busy through the course of the last couple of hours, right from Aaj Tak to Mumbai Tak. And we're going to be speaking with him as well. But let's cut across for a brief moment back to Vidya and Ritwik, and we'll get in Sahil as well. Vidya, once again, the BJP's had a spectacular day at the office today, practically scripted history. But the sore point continues to be Mumbai. And like Ritwik said, right now, way off the halfway mark. In all possibility, we will see BJP and the Mahayuti touch the halfway mark. Maybe not as comfortable as they would have wanted to be.
Well, of course, in the morning when I had spoken to some of these leaders, especially from the Eknath Shinde faction and the BJP, they said very clearly that they were quite buoyant, and they said that about 150 is what they expect. However, the figures right now are not that encouraging. However, when we are speaking to, I'm right now outside Balasaheb Bhavan, which is the headquarters of the Eknath Shinde faction, and the leaders here were quite happy. We saw them bursting crackers, distributing sweets. And of course, they're refusing to accept the fact that remember when before the party split, they had the BMC was actually had seen the maximum of the Shiv Senics, and out of those 80 odd, 60 had actually come to Eknath Shinde's party, in spite of them having more than 60 elected corporation members. Before 2017, since 2017, you actually still had only 30 plus candidates winning. And that's something that the Eknath Shinde faction is refusing to accept, that, it's a
so there are lots of niggles there, and I'll bring in Sahil. Right. You're right, Vidya. There are, lots of ifs and buts. It's all not so clear right now, because even if you look at the micro picture, Sahil, you have where Worli is concerned, the constituency of Aditya Thackeray, all wards won by the Shiv Sena UBT, while they've even won the ward in which is the residence in Thane of Eknath Shinde. So lots going on there. How are you looking at Mumbai right now, Sahil?
Well, you have to compare it with 2017, because that is the last election which happened in Mumbai.
And that was an undivided
That was undivided Shiv Sena, undivided Shiv Sena, and the Shiv Sena BJP fought against each other, and they were the most dominant parties at that particular time. 84 won by Shiv Sena. We can call it Shiv Sena UBT, or if you call it was Shiv Sena. It was Shiv Sena.
Right.
That's a bit confusing.
United.
yeah, 84. 82 won by BJP. Now look at the results at this point of time. The BJP is reaching almost a tally of 90. It may go up to 100 because the results are still out, and BMC, as always, has created a mess of the whole situation.
Why is that? We really want to know what's going on.
I really don't understand. This is what is the situation. A simple election, normally 288 assembly constituencies, 2.5 lakh electorates, but despite that we get results in 3 hours. This is 227 wards, 50,000 voters, but despite that we are not able to get the proper results.
What is the reason?
Because they suddenly decided that they will first count 46 wards at one stretch, announce the results, and then they will take up the 46 next wards, rather than going with all the 227 wards and giving trends at the same time. Anyway, that is up to the BMC. It's exactly the same decision of the Election Commission, why they used the marker pen, and at the same time they also declared that they will be having double voters list separately announced. So it is the same kind of a decision. I have no idea why they have taken this, and this is taking a lot of delay because of that. Anyway, right now what we can see that the BJP has reached up to 90, and there is a possibility that BJP might reach up to 100 as well if the numbers go in there.
BJP alone or with
BJP
Eknath?
alone. BJP alone. Eknath Shinde is stuck somewhere at 20, 25. So this can clearly be seen that Uddhav Thackeray has managed to retain his position. Not entirely, but somewhere he has managed to retain the seats in the Marathi-dominated areas. Where he has lost is basically the additional votes which he used to get from the BJP when they used to fight in alliance. That is where he's missing out.
And MNS hasn't added anything?
MNS hasn't added anything, but MNS has managed to consolidate UBT's position in the Marathi-dominated areas and further split into the Marathi vote. So
if you add Congress into the mix.
Exactly. Now, here the point comes. 2024 Lok Sabha elections. The Mamu combination, because there are almost 20-25% Muslim population in Mumbai, which has their choices of votes, and they had never voted for Shiv Sena UBT before Lok Sabha elections. Now the Congress suddenly decided that, okay, we want to again go back to our core vote bank, because that vote bank is now voting for Shiv Sena UBT. So better we fight election on our own. Now what we are seeing is that MIM is doing well in the Muslim areas.
Way better than NCP, way better than MNS,
Party.
way better than Samajwadi Party.
And those areas where the Muslims are not in a deciding position, there the Muslim vote is definitely going with the UBT, and that's why they could retain their position at this point of time.
Sahil, tell us one thing very quickly before we also introduce our guests. Will the Mahayuti, which is Eknath Shinde plus BJP, reach the halfway mark? Because right now it's still shy of the halfway mark.
It will reach halfway mark. That's very...
You're clear about that?
Yeah, it clearly looks like. But because BJP has managed to retain its position despite anything. They have managed to retain its position.
So you think it's going to be comfortable halfway mark for them?
It looks like that they will definitely cross the halfway mark. They will be winning this election clearly, and they have got the support of the required number of voters at this point of time. Devendra Fadnavis' image as an urban leader a leader who is looking for the future of Mumbai,
True.
has clearly worked in favor of BJP. That is also can clearly be
All
seen.
right, let's quickly bring in all our guests, and I'll, feel free to come in. Amitabh Tiwari, political strategist, commentator, founder, Vote Vibe, is with us. Dhawal Kulkarni, senior associate editor, India Today magazine. Janata, political analyst and senior journalist. Rajdeep Sardesai is still somewhere outside. He's going to be coming in just about a minute. But Amitabh Tiwari, let's begin with you. This time again, at least where BMC was concerned, Amitabh Tiwari, the pollsters got it wrong yet again.
Let the final results be out, and then you can say
Amitabh Tiwari is giving a classic pollster answer to that because he's done his own survey.
It's a very hyper-local election, and we at Vote Vibe were then did the right
trend was
thing
right,
by
I
not-
can say.
Yeah,
by
you got
not
the
coming
direction
out with
right.
the
The
exit
direction
poll.
was right.
By not
Direction
coming
right,
out with
but
the exit
Amitabh
poll.
Tiwari, most pollsters have been now totally off the mark, at least where BMC elections are concerned. This afternoon, we
It's
thought we
largely
got it
because-
bang on. By the time evening came, we were all like, ye to phir kar diya inhone.
So correct. So why it is like last time or rather yesterday we were discussing as to what is the risk. The risk is turnout. By the time you have come out with the results, the turnout numbers were not yet out. In 2017, the turnout of female voters was higher by 2.5%. This election, we came to know at perhaps in the morning today that the turnout is lower by 2.5%, and the male and the female turnout is same. Correct. So when you are coming out with the projections at 6 or 6:30, definitely most of the people have done an extension of the pre-poll and some samples from yesterday's voting. In 53 seats where the margin was less than 1,000 votes in 2017. So it's a very, very tricky election. And I think we at VoteVibe were correct by not coming out with an exit poll. If at all,
Okay.
we would have come out the next day, but there is no chance for a next day here because by the
Okay.
time you come out with an exit poll, the results are out. Correct. The
Amitabh
result-
Tiwari, but at least I know you're laughing. So somewhere down the line, there's a bit of self-deprecation as well, and which is always welcome. But not a very good day for most people, pollsters in the office, Sahil. But you bring in. Let's bring in our other guest, Sahil. Let's get in Dhawal Kulkarni. In the morning, Dhawal, you said it doesn't look so easy, but it isn't that easy. You were right, Dhawal. As the evening unfolds, the euphoria of BMC sweep. It's going to be a comfortable win, but definitely not the sweep that possibly the BJP had envisioned and wanted.
Preeti, I shall tell you something. Nothing beats good old reporting. Nothing beats getting your feet on the ground, actually wearing the leather out on your feet. So whenever I moved around in Mumbai, covering this campaign, covering this election, I could make out that the fight back from the two Senas was intense. The only question was, would they bring in the extra, I would say, auxiliary sort of constituency, auxiliary vote to make up for the shortfall in or the gap created by, Eknath Shinde sort of splitting the Shiv Sena. So one thing is very obvious that the Thackeray cousins have sort of led a super fight back. I mean, this election actually, in a sense, is going down to the wire. Though the Mahayuti has an edge. So, but the problem is because the problem
Dhawal,
for
you are
them
saying it's
is
going
that
down to
since-
the wire. Dhawal, okay, let's do this. Sahil says it's going to be a comfortable win. Dhawal, do you also think comfortable win?
They will have a majority.
No,
They will
my
cross
point.
the majority.
My point is when I say it is going down to the wire, what I mean to say is that they have led a wonderful fight back. Now the problem again is that the BMC or the State Election Commission again they have not covered themselves with glory, considering the gap in the results. Even the total voting percentage was announced today morning, 52.90%. Full 15 hours after the voting was complete. So for some inexplicable reason, I mean the results are delayed. So my point is there was a wonderful fight back, but yes, it looks sure that the Mahayuti is coming to power with what margin we don't know. But
Okay.
the color of Mumbai has changed from the Shiv Sena, the undivided Shiv Sena saffron, to the BJP
To the
saffron. That is
BJP
for
saffron.
sure.
And there's one,
That's
and
a
credit where due.
different hue of saffron. That's a different hue of saffron.
Different hue of saffron, and I like possibly, Mumbai, a tectonic shift, not politics, culture, everything on. And, Mr. Menkar, to bring you in, credit where
Because
due. And Sahil has been...
Preeti, let me interrupt you. For the past several decades, as Sahil will testify to this, the moment you said Awaz Kunacha, so whose voice rings loudest? The reply would be Shiv Senacha, that of the Shiv Sena. So that has changed. The cloud
Okay.
that the undivided Shiv Sena and the Thackeray family enjoyed over Mumbai, that has been shaken. That is for sure.
No, everything has changed, and it could be just the BMC election
always
that is
happens.
augured. Yeah, that is augured in, and that's and that is the beauty of time and elections and politics. It's politics has changed the culture. There's a tectonic shift in what is the perceived culture of Mumbai, on who is perceived to be a Mumbaiker, and a lot of that, Mr. Menkar, is going to be scripted by the man of the moment, Devendra Fadnavis, because here is a man, 55-year-old, who a Brahmin, a Maratha, who calls himself the CEO of Maharashtra, pitches in as a person who is pro-development, a Vikas Purush where Maharashtra is concerned, yet carries the Hindutva card, very carefully and pushes that forth. A lot of credit due there.
Of course, and Preeti, there was a time when in nearly 12 years before, Nitin Gadkari was competing with Narendra Modi as a future Prime Minister. But it seems that Nitin Gadkari has completely taken backseat, and with this fourth consecutive victory, I mean three in a row for state. In the
Mr.
state
Menkar,
BJP
are you hinting Devendra Fadnavis in 2029 could be that young face and a possible contender for the Prime Minister's post?
It is quite possible. It is quite possible that in 2029, with Mr. Modi reaching 80, BJP may find their future leader.
That's
Not
a big
in
one.
any-
Let's explore that, Sahil. You have a Devendra Fadnavis, 55,
by
and he's
saying
right.
this-
3 consecutive wins. There's a Yogi
By-
Adityanath who has scripted 2 consecutive wins. There's also going to be a Himanta Biswa Sharma, possibly not so much, but the second generation of BJP leaders in Yogi Adityanath, in Devendra Fadnavis. Devendra Fadnavis more acceptable, you would think?
No, so listen, I mean, this is purely an inference, and it's not even a prediction. I mean, we are just analyzing
Of
whether it
course.
is going to be a possibility or not. But especially in BJP at this point of time, what we can clearly see is that whoever throws his hat in the race is the first one to be out. So knowing Devendra Fadnavis, he will never throw his hat in such kind of a race. But yes, there is a list of what kind of leader is needed at this point of time in the BJP.
And he ticks all the boxes.
He ticks all the boxes. I mean, he's urban, he's English speaking, he understands the development, he understands the policies, but at the same time, he doesn't shy away from projecting his Hindutva image. Even today, when he made a speech, he did not forget to mention the Hindutva as well, because he started with saying that nothing else works but the development plank, and that's what we used, and that is how we have won these elections. But at the same time, he did not forget to mention that we are hardcore Hindutvavadis, and that's why also our electoral machinery has worked well with the people. So, he fits the bill. He's close to RSS. He knows RSS hierarchy very well, and he's been close to them. So, he ticks all the boxes. But what he has achieved from this election is that he has managed to rebuild his image as a leader in Maharashtra, which had taken a big hit in 2019 with that early morning swearing in with
right.
Ajit Pawar, and later the things which followed in 2022 and Eknath Shinde becoming chief minister and all that stuff.
Will he be now accepted as a true blue Marathi Manas?
Well, he has projected himself as Deva Bhav. He has dropped Fadnavis from all his campaigns, and there is a sudden campaign of Deva Bhav. People have started calling him Deva Bhav, the brother, Deva brother. So, that is something which is something new, what I can see here, and that is what he's trying to do. But yes, this election is going to give a boost. I'm just trying to throw one more thing in this discussion.
Go for it.
It's a big victory for the BJP. BJP even in 2017 had not managed to win so many local elections at that particular time. This time, the BJP with 137 seats, BJP with their chief minister in place, BJP getting almost 100 seats in BMC. At the same time, it's definitely a point of worry for the opposition parties, but also the alliance partners. BJP has become stronger than what BJP was in 2009.
And it's one thing one must draw, and we tried doing it this morning when Rajdeep and I were anchoring, and Amitabh Tiwari, if you were there, that whole journey, and Sahil, who better, than to you also to come in and, give us your point of view. From 2017, 8 years ago when this election was held, the political map of Maharashtra looked spectacularly different than what it is today. So many alliances have come together, so many alliances have fallen by the wayside. But what has preserved and endured is the brand and the politics and the Bharatiya Janata Party that has worked through 2017 all the way if you look
10
at
years,
it right
exactly
now,
10 years,
10
almost.
years, and to come out as strong as it has. It could be a cautionary trail, Sahil, for regional parties who have aligned with the BJP.
Absolutely.
If you look at, what's happened to Uddhav Thackeray, Eknath Shinde, who till yesterday wanted to be the chief minister, today won't be able to install his mayor, because it will be the BJP who'd want to
Well,
do
in
so.
2000
Ajit Pawar, in all possibilities, would not be needed anymore.
Absolutely. 2017, the BJP was #1 party. There was no doubt about it. BJP was stronger than the other fellow political parties in Maharashtra, be it Congress, NCP, Shiv Sena or any other party. But today, the whole political system of the other political parties has been completely destroyed. Nobody is at the original place where
Exactly.
the person
And the
was.
BJP's only gotten stronger.
The BJP is the only party which is getting stronger. Ashok Chavan, the leader at that time of Congress, is in the BJP. Radhakrishna Vikhe Patil, who was leader of opposition of the Congress party at that time, is now with the BJP. Narayan Rane, who was with the Congress at that time, is with the BJP. The Shiv Sena, which was actually acting like a challenger despite being part of the alliance, is now split into two.
Right.
Eknath Shinde is with the BJP, and Uddhav Thackeray is struggling to survive election after election, trying to retain its core vote. The NCP, which was playing its game very cleverly, sometimes cozying up with the BJP, sometimes going with the Congress, is now split into two. Ajit Pawar has been completely decimated in his own strong
True.
area like Pune.
And there's a huge question mark on brand power in itself right now.
Every brand which was a political brand specifically, the Maharashtra was known for, has been either decimated, destroyed, or has been tamed down at this point of time. And the BJP is the only one which
True.
has come out as a,
And it speaks
emerged
a
as
lot.
a very...
And it speaks a lot of, of foresight. It speaks a lot of how you're trying to build a party instead of individuals. Because I'll give you an example, Sahil. We had Mr. Athawale today.
Yeah.
And we said कि आपको तो सीट ही नहीं मिला, party आप कैसे
The
party का
biggest
क्या
joke.
हाल हो रहा है?
Biggest joke.
And he said, हमको minister बना दिया. So this is what your vision is, because you've been given a minister. You've become a minister. Your party is now.
Athawale is a classic example of that. The Congress party, when they wanted to ally with the Ramdas Athawale fraction of the Republican Party for the same BMC elections in 1992, when the Congress came to power in BMC only time, the first time during Shiv Sena's time, that time they had to promise Ramdas Athawale that we will make RPI's mayor in Mumbai.
Imagine.
Imagine. And from there,
To not even get to contest.
not even getting to contest one seat
One
in Mahayuti,
seat.
and he's just coming there and praising.
And saying हमको minister बना दिया. This is how myopic
makes
it
no
is.
sense at
Because
this
you
point.
ruined
It's
your
not even
party at the
relevant what he's
cost of your own cabinet berth. But Amitabh Tiwari, I want to hark back because it's always interesting and fun to do so at this point of time, and credit be due. For a moment, Amitabh Tiwari, reflect on Devendra Fadnavis as a possible contender for 2029 Prime Minister's post.
No, essentially, clearly, he is one of the strong contenders. I mean, if you see, you have Yogi Adityanath, Amit Shah, Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Nitin Gadkari, Devendra Fadnavis. These 5-6 leaders are strong contenders. Devendra Fadnavis is the chief minister of one of the top GDP states of the country, and the fact that he has single-handedly led the BJP to win a two or rather a three-fourths majority in the Vidhan Sabha, and now almost leading in 23 plus out of 29 municipal corporation elections. I think yes, his chances are strong, but in BJP we never know who gets which position at a later point in time. I will give you a very interesting fact that you can go and ask ChatGPT or a Grok as to who will be the next prime minister or the person who will succeed, and you will get very interesting answers. And if you put these 5-6 names, you will get very interesting SWOT analysis of all these leaders.
Well, that's very interesting. But, we're going to leave it at that. But we're going to come right back, to what's really going on ground. Because what we've seen is a tectonic shift in Maharashtra politics today. And it's amazing how things have gone down for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And it hasn't come in one day. It's something that has been laid brick by brick over the last 10 years. And today is possible what we've seen is reach fruition. But this is a new chapter. It is a new chapter for Devendra Fadnavis. It is a new chapter for Maharashtra. Truly and surely, the big brother right now in Maharashtra is only one party, and that is the Bharatiya Janata Party. Till last year, you had an Eknath Shinde who wanted to claim the chief minister's chair. Well, tomorrow, in all probability, 100%, he wouldn't be able to even install his mayor in place there. So see how things have actually panned out and how well the BJP has strategized and played its cards. But what does it look right now? Sahil, what we are witnessing is a close contest, possibly not as good as what the BJP would have wanted in the BMC elections. Take a moment, Sahil, and we'll bring in Dhawal as well. Dhawal, why don't you come in? Because you did in the morning, you and Mr. Menkar make 2 points about the Thackeray's coming in together. While we've seen Uddhav Thackeray mostly keep his core vote bank, MNS hasn't seemed to do that, though Sahil seems to suggest, and he'd know better, that it's helped Uddhav maintain and consolidate his core vote bank.
Yeah, sure. I mean, see, the MNS has ensured that there's no further split in the Marathi votes. And you must remember that today Raj Thackeray is at 0. I mean, he has no corporators now in the outgoing house. I mean, he had 7 corporators, 6 went to Uddhav Thackeray and later to Eknath Shinde and the BJP. All 7 of them. So he's essentially at 0. So whatever he gets is a net addition for him. So in that sense, in this new alliance, Shiv Shakti as they are calling it, Raj Thackeray is a leader who has gained the most. So that is for sure. But the problem is, I think, Muslim votes, they have, I think I want to point out something very interesting because the results and the leads suggest that it is the MIM which has walked away with a substantial chunk of Muslim votes. So
Right.
that would essentially mean that the core votes which should have gone to the Congress and also the auxiliary sort of vote which was being cultivated by the Shiv Sena UPT has gone to the MIM because the MIM has managed to get 8 corporators elected from the figures that I have. So which means that we have a new force, a new claimant for the Muslim vote in Maharashtra. Because remember earlier, 2017, the MIM had only 2 corporators.
But Dhawal, it's a very interesting point that you make. It is a very interesting point because we've seen that happen in Bihar as well because everyone thought that the Muslims ultimately burned from the last time.
Preeti, let me point out, Preeti, there are 2 things here. This election saw intense polarization on caste ground, on religious grounds, on linguistic grounds. You had open dog whistling by leading politicians saying we will not allow a Khan to become the mayor of the city, etc., as we spoke in your show earlier. So this was intense. I mean, the polarization on the ground was intense. That is number 1. Number 2, you see a certain sense of, if you see the minority vote, it is, more anti-BJP than pro-Congress or pro-UPT. So now I think the Muslim voters should have gone in for a fresh face. That is the MIM. Because they feel slightly let down by the established Muslim leadership, which also includes the Samajwadi
on this. Okay, but but Sahil, it's a good point that Dhawal is making, but something is shifted because now the core Muslim vote will go to somebody who they trust. They don't want even the Congress to take their vote for granted. This time around, we saw it in Bihar, where many would have thought that the Muslim vote would go en masse to the RJD and the Congress because they have the best chance of defeating the BJP. They didn't do that. They said, don't take us for granted. You don't have our interests in heart. We will go with the MIM because we trust them. And similarly, at a micro example, that's what happened in Mumbai.
Well, the Muslim voters in Mumbai they have always been voting for the Congress till 90s. Please understand. I mean, it has not happened that in mass they have always been voting for the Congress, but till 90s they used to vote for that. After that, things started changing. I mean, there were areas where Muslim League used to get elected, could get elected their corporators as well as the MLAs in Mumbai because it was a predominantly Muslim-dominated area. So they had their separate identity intact, has always been there. Samajwadi Party, after Mumbai riots, had suddenly emerged as a challenger to Congress.
And wiped out this time? Samajwadi Party?
Kind of wiped out this time because of the leadership issues. Abu Asim Azmi is no more acceptable. The old Abu Asim Azmi is no more acceptable. But that time, it emerged as a challenger, won 27 seats with the Muslim support. I mean, that was the highest mark they had always achieved. After that, they moved towards Congress, and this time it looks like the MIM. But also, one can clearly see that if the Uddhav Thackeray and MNS manage to keep this tally intact, 77, 80, that means that even the Muslims have voted for Shiv Sena UBT in certain pockets where they are not in the large numbers. So they are looking at different areas and
it's not
deciding.
a monolith anymore.
It's not a monolith
it's not a
anymore. They are
monolith
deciding
anymore.
as per the candidate,
Exactly, you
as
can't,
per the
yeah.
situation.
And that's not a good,
Yeah, I mean, even Congress is winning 13 seats.
True,
So
it doesn't augur well for Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal, but this is just a small example. But it's not a monolithic bank anymore that you think that they will go one way. They decide where they want to go, and that's how it pans out. Mr. Menkar, quick, closing comments, sir. Your biggest takeaway from what we've witnessed today, which is clearly a saffron sweep in Maharashtra.
So politically, Uddhav Thackeray and Congress both have miserably failed in understanding the BMC, what is happening. Because particularly while Uddhav had the option, he could have gone, he could have convinced Congress also to have his own brother, or he could have given up his brother and could have gone with Congress, because that would have, as there is a discussion going on, that Muslim votes have got split in Sena and even Congress and MIM. This dimension could have been in two ways, and that might have helped. And the Mahaghadi might have reached 100 also, which right now is gasping at 90 only, and that might have been the major change. So I feel both Uddhav Thackeray and Congress leadership, which is completely non-existent in Maharashtra, have miserably failed in taking on BJP Shinde Sena's combined challenge to control their authority on the richest body of India.
Good point, sir. Good point. Sahil, I want to bring you in. What would be Uddhav Thackeray thinking this evening?
well,
He'd be happy in a way, but you're not happy because you've fallen short.
I don't think he will be happy, because they were actually hoping that somehow Congress will reach up to 2030, and they were hoping for Congress to reach. They were hoping for Congress to reach out to a certain level, and they were hoping also that they would do better, because the Marathi consolidation happened, but not the way it used to happen in before, because Shiv Sena used to get almost 60 to 70% vote from the Marathi-dominated areas. This time it has got a little bit reduced as well. So.
But it mirrors the Vidhan Sabha election.
Well, that is correct. But he must be thinking that how to reinvent his party right now.
True.
Because there has to be moving forward from this, because this is the last leg when he can use this Marathi plank, save Mumbai.
From here, he has to move forward.
Here, he has to move forward. So I'm sure that he must be
Reinvention is what Uddhav Thackeray needs to do, and reinvention desperately is what the Pawars will need to do as well. Both brands are on the decline. Yes, sir, quickly.
Preeti, I think, probably the Shiv Sena and MNS will go in for what is being described as the politics of the periphery. Some sort of Marathi plus kind of politics, wherein they retain the core Marathi vote base and also develop a constituency around it. So I think they may go for that kind of politics in the future.
Okay, so you're saying they may go for... Okay, all right. We have Rajdeep Sardesai, who's walked into the last 5 minutes of this conversation. Okay, we have Rajdeep Sardesai, who's walked in the last 5 minutes of the conversation. He had promised that he's going to be here at 7 in the morning, but 7 p.m., but he's not. So, Rajdeep, we have 5 minutes. Quickly, sir, come. Behaving a bit like Devendra Fadnavis this evening. Very busy.
He's been busy. He's been busy moving from one studio to other studio.
To the other. Yeah.
But yes, Preeti. Yes, sorry.
Sir, we have only 4 minutes. Biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway is clearly that Maharashtra has, to a large extent, become saffronized. To the extent that I did not imagine, as someone who tracked the politics of the state in the 80s and 90s, when Maharashtra's politics was dominated by the Congress and where the Saffron Alliance was led by Balasaheb Thackeray. I did not think a day would come so soon where the BJP would be so dominant. And look at the way the BJP has strategized. They have broken the Shiv Sena, they have broken the NCP, they have strengthened themselves. They have almost decided, it's almost as if they not only win the election, they decide who the opposition is. Yeah. They are able to control the entire political environment to the extent that they are Maharashtra's party number one, and Devendra Fadnavis, a Brahmin. Again, surprise, a Brahmin in Maratha-dominated politics become Neta number one. I remember when he became Chief Minister, most people thought, how will he handle, Maratha domination politics? That's also changed.
But didn't Maharashtra become saffron in 2014 only, when BJP won 127 seats, Shiv Sena winning 63 seats, and Congress and NCP 40 to 41? Even then it was saffronized.
You're right.
The majority, in 2017, look at the local body elections. The Congress and NCP could not retain their holds.
But Sahil, look at the numbers across the state. The BJP by and large is emerging as party number one, and the Shiv Sena is a junior partner, even in Mumbai. So, I mean, I think when I say saffronize, you're right, it's been happening over a period of time. Right. This is the culmination. Yeah. I'm saying now you actually the BJP can say, because what was the charge initially in the 90s BJP? Shahar ki party hai, gaon mein nahi hai. Yeah, BJP is only there in a few pockets of Maharashtra. Today, if you look across the map of Maharashtra, if I can win 23 out of 29 municipal corporations, that means I am now the dominant party of the state. I don't think it's quite like Gujarat yet. I think there are still pressures and counter pressures in Maharashtra. There's a large Dalit population. The Muslims have got fragmented. Look at AIMIM's performance. It's pretty impressive. So there's all of that happening. But I think the interesting part is, as the BJP strengthens and the opposition fragments, Maharashtra is slowly moving into a space where the BJP will be confident in the future, maybe in 2029, of fighting an election on its own and getting a majority on its own.
No, I just want to add one point. Actually, I want to ask about this. I mean, the political situations are completely different in these two states, but I'm compelled to compare the states because the identity politics, the way it happens in Maharashtra, similarly, the same identity politics happens in Bengal. They love their culture, they love their language, they have their own heroes, and they literally pray them.
No, there's a difference. I'll tell you what the difference is.
I understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I understand a completely different
the
political
Marathi
culture.
Hindutva nationalist is missing in a it's rare to find a Bengali Hindutva nationalist.
I totally understand. What I'm trying to say is that what stopped BJP from becoming a complete dominant force in Maharashtra, despite they are winning more than 100 seats in 3 consecutive elections, despite everything. Because there were regional forces who stopped them from becoming the totally dominant partner in Maharashtra.
Quickly answer.
Will this happen? Will this happen in Bengal if the BJP finds a proper leader who can speak in Bengali, who can put forward the Bengali plank in Bengal, and they can do what
they need to find a face.
It certainly can happen. Look at the rise of the BJP in Bengal. I have no doubt about it. Look at the way the BJP has risen. What were they? 3 seats in 2017 or 2016, went up to 70 odd seats in 2021. They are a party which is expanding constantly. And Sahil is right. As long as the regional parties remain strong and united, the BJP will have a fight on their hands. The moment those parparties weaken, the BJP steps into the space.
Because look at what's happened in Bengal, Sahil. The rise of the BJP hasn't come at the cost of TMC's. TMC's vote share has only risen to 48% from a 38%.
Yeah, but even the lefts were the regional parties in Bengal.
Left and Congress's vote, who weakened, were taken up by the BJP.
The majority of the left vote, but even the left was acting like a regional party in Bengal.
Okay, I want to ask you one question, Raji, because I have to go into a break. Because and the question is, which I asked Sahil, what is Uddhav Thackeray thinking this evening?
Uddhav Thackeray's thinking, actually, interestingly, he hasn't done too badly. So, the parties like Uddhav Thackeray will actually take they will clutch at straws. There's an interesting, suppose all the Senas were together, including Shinde Sena, they would be 100 plus, right? That's the Shiv Sena. The Marathi Manu still identifies himself with the regional party. It's just that regional party has got fragmented in Mumbai. And the Shiv Sena and the BJP realized this. That's why I said BJP not only decides how it is going to fight the election, they almost decide how the opposition will fight. I sometimes wonder whether Raj Thackeray was planted onto Uddhav Thackeray to keep Congress out.
That's a conspiracy theory. That's a conspiracy theory.
Look. No, only to the extent that I think somewhere having Raj Thackeray, you see, Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray have come together at a time without actually a complete meeting of minds on the ground. Well, you see, it's not so easy overnight.
So you're saying he's a plant?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying all I'm saying is that if you have to fight the BJP today, you have to be fully united. Index of opposition unity, and your regional party has to be able to espouse regional aspirations more effectively. Over time, I think Shiv Sena somewhere down the line has been confused. You go with the Congress, what happens to your Hindutvavadi alliance, right? All his life, Bharatiya Thackeray was taking on the Congress. Now you go and align with them. As a result, some voters drift and become political Hindus
So what
first and
would
then
he be
Maharashtrians.
saying?
That they need to learn
Rajdeep.
from the BJP. BJP can have an alliance with Nitish Kumar and still survive. They
That's
can have
right.
an alliance with
So what-
Chandrababu Naidu and still
Okay,
can
coming back
survive.
to again, let me add another part to it. So what is Uddhav Thackeray thinking tonight and what is Sharad Pawar thinking tonight?
Sharad Pawar is 85.
Okay, what is Ajit Pawar thinking tonight?
I won't be surprised if Ajit Pawar and Sharad Pawar
Come
come
together.
together,
Yeah. That's their own survival.
in the near
I'd
future.
ask him this
Survival.
question.
And whether they could be, who knows? I don't know. Supriya Sule may not want to be part of the NDA, but who knows what happens 1 year from now? We don't know because the opposition is shrinking so fast.
So
in Maharashtra.
you're saying the Pawars could come together.
They
That
could
is what
come
Ajit
together.
Pawar would seriously mull this evening.
No, I think at some stage, in the next 6 months, 12 months, they could certainly, because there is no real differences.
They will be forced to come together with
There's
the
no
situation.
option
For their own survival.
The way the Thackeray's
I
are.
don't know whether the Thackerays will remain forever together.
Uddhav Thackeray, what is he thinking tonight?
I think Uddhav Thackeray is wondering, how do I now...
Reinvent?
Yeah, you've got to reinvent.
You've got to rise from where you are?
Look, I think Aditya Thackeray has shown some signs of, he's very easily criticized. But when I speak to him, he at least raises valid issues that actually...
No, he's made sure. He's made sure that all his wards in Dadar, his own constituency, are won. He's made sure of that.
You see, Preeti, in politics, it's a marathon. Balasaheb Thackeray lost so many elections, but khade rahe na.
His
You
party
think they have
survived.
the
Do the Thackerays have
His
the
party survived.
Stamina.
You see, if they have the stamina, I still believe. 2 years ago, 31 seats won by Mahavikas Agadi, 17 by BJP. Now
Okay.
you are writing them off just less than 2
Okay,
years later.
nobody writing them off. Rajdeep, I think we all know that nobody writes political obituaries. You'll be foolhardy to do so.
Yes.
One quick question, again, which we were debating earlier. Devendra Fadnavis as a possible PM candidate 2029.
I will take, if that happens, I will play that video that I put on
That's
Neta
right.
Nagari.
Rajdeep takes the credit for
Credit
everything.
everything.
No, that
Even
sign was
Devendra
there on the show.
Fadnavis.
Yeah. No,
Even Devendra, it's...
No, I'll tell you
we
why.
are kite flying right now. You're
I-
taking credit for the kite flying
I
also.
see so many similarities with the way Devendra Fadnavis is rising in Maharashtra with what I saw with Modi ji in Gujarat. I'm seeing similarities. I'm not saying it means that you will... Dekho, kaun banega Prime Minister, as Pawar once told us the day Devagowda became Prime Minister, kaun kab banega, kaun jane. But I do think that Devendra Fadnavis is slowly but surely coming to the front-ranking leaders among the Gen Next of the BJP. It's a huge achievement to
Okay.
have done what he has done in Maharashtra. And he offers a certain urban dream.
Yes.
And as India gets
Aspiration.
more and more urbanized, they will look at, I think it's quite impressive that his wife, Amrita Fadnavis, comes on programs in the way she does. You know, all of this appeals to a younger generation.
No, I think it's very cool. I think it's superbly cool.
So, I would say Devendra Fadnavis knows how to use social media. He knows
So
how
you're
to use
saying
media.
possible PM contender 2029?
Absolute, not 2020. While Modi is there, there are no PM
There
contenders.
is no contender.
There's no contender.
There is only Modi.
Nobody will even dare to put their hat in that.
Mr. Modi, let's be fair to him.
Huh.
While he's around, including possibly 2029, he's Neta
Okay.
number one. But
We have
at
to get
some
into a
stage,
break.
at some stage, when you
Okay.
look at the next generation,
Devendra
certainly.
Fadnavis is a
but
acceptable
Fadnavis
pace.
ji is now on test. You see, now all the municipal corporation, you can't say, usne nahi kaam kiya, usne. Now everything will come on
Now
Mr.
it's truly a
Fadnavis.
triple engine.
Now it is a triple
now
engine,
it's
yes.
truly a triple engine. Just one quick question and one-line answers.
Okay.
Of what you knew of Mumbai, the soul of Mumbai, the perception of Mumbai, the politics of Mumbai, the culture of Mumbai. Now, can we say there's been a tectonic shift?
Well, definitely yes. I mean, not today.
Just
but
by the virtue of what we are seeing right
definitely yes. I mean, the Mumbai, what I have seen, I have grew up in, was a completely different Mumbai. It was a middle-class Mumbai. Rajdeep's Mumbai was completely different. That is the beauty of Mumbai. You know, everybody lives a different life.
South
in Mumbai.
Bombay, Mumbai.
Yeah, it is a complete different Mumbai. I have lived in a middle-class dominated areas where we have seen people coming on streets on social issues, on civic
Sahil
issues.
Joshi's father, by the way, was an
Yes,
excellent
we know.
corporator who actually did more for municipal schools than many people did. Those were the old-style politicians. The old-style politicians of Mumbai worked on the grassroots.
Even
They
the
were
BJP
not rent-seeking politicians.
Even the BJP leaders at that time were the middle-class leaders. They were working and at the same time they were doing politics. So the Mumbai has definitely changed. And
It's a new era.
It happens with
It's
the time.
cyclic, yeah. It's a
definitely,
cyclical
it
thing.
happens with the time. Yeah.
Rajdeep,
but
you have
look,
10 seconds.
No, look, I am nostalgic about middle-class Mumbai. I like to, I like when I go to Mumbai and I
Sahil,
see
people romanticize a life they've never led.
Never.
No.
It's a very common thing. People romanticize a life that they have never led.
No, there is a Mumbai which I still, I still hanker for.
Okay.
It was middle class. Cricket was played on the Maidan. Now the Maidans are taken over by marriage halls. Now redevelopers and contractors are the ones who run Mumbai. That's the tragedy,
Okay,
I
we
think,
have
of
to go into a
Mumbai.
break.
And I hope that the corporators realize that they have been put there
Okay, I
to
need to go into a
improve,
break.
not their bank balance, but improve
Okay,
the
let me
quality
end on
of
that.
life of the
hope
Okay,
Mumbai.
so I'll have to end now.
I
Keep
hope
quiet.
that.
Okay, now I have to end. All right, thank you, both of you gents, for joining me with that. But if there is one person who owns the day today, it is Devendra Fadnavis. Whether or not he's going to be, a possible future contender for PM, we don't know. But today, the Chief Minister has had a fabulous day in the office. Thank you for joining us. Up